The next question that comes along is when we get to the new earth of Revelation 21 and 22, what are we going to look like? Do we lose our identity? I've heard some people say that they've been taught by authorities that we're totally just some sort of ethereal spirit, and then we have our memories wiped away, and all of these kind of things, which cause a lot of trepidation, and they're certainly not biblical. What does the Bible say about what we'll look like? Well, we can tell you very clearly right now as we look into the scriptures. I want you to know you'll be you without all the bad stuff. Yeah, you'll be recognized. I'll give you an idea. Matthew chapter 8 and verse 11, Jesus tells those around him, the believers, that in the kingdom you'll sit down and you'll recline at table with the likes of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, those are their earthly names. And so we're going to have an identification. If Jesus says this, I'd say that's a pretty reliable source. He's saying you're going to recognize them, and you're going to eat with them, and you're going to do these wonderful celebratory things with them. And may I remind you, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that's father, son, and grandson. So there's a very strong hint that we'll still continue our memory of those in our family. We also see in 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 19, Paul says, "Oh, great joy that I have, crown of rejoicing is when I recognize you at the coming of Christ." And so one of the first things I want to say is you're going to look like you without all the bad stuff. I have a dear friend who's a quadriplegic, a pastor who had had an accident years and years back. He's going to be able to walk. I have friends right now that have suffered from injury and illness. Oh, we'll recognize each other in heaven, but the curse of illness, injury, any other limitations, those are gone in our glorified body, so that we recognize each other, but no doubt we'll be saying, you just look so much better. You look so different. And yet the recognition is there. When we take a look in the scriptures, we see that the recognition of uniqueness still stays there. For example, Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9, John looks down and says, look at the redeemed there, beyond count. And yet I can tell you, they're from different nations, they're from different races, different tribes, different languages. The uniqueness is constantly emphasized in the scriptures. And so may I just leave this thought, we can talk some more about this. You're not going to lose your identity. You will recognize and be recognized. As a matter of fact, Matthew chapter 17, when Jesus brings two residents from heaven down on earth at the Mount of Transfiguration, Peter recognizes them. Moses, who has left the earth 1,400 years ago, Elijah, who had been gone for 900 years, and Peter never met him before. Heavenly knowledge, you'll recognize and be recognized by people you never met. Think about that.